In the ever-evolving world of Genshin Impact, new characters can make or break your team. With every update, players are left wondering, is this the next game changer or another bench warmer? Version 5.6 is no exception. Two fresh faces are arriving: Ifa, the mysterious airborne wanderer, and Escoffier, a refined cryo specialist from Fontaine. On the surface, both offer potential, but is that potential fully realized? In today's video, we're diving deep into tester feedback from the 5.6 beta. We'll break down how Ifa and Escoffier perform in real team comps, what their roles actually look like, and, most importantly, whether they're worth your Primogems. This isn't just a first impression. This is the most in-depth, pre-release breakdown you'll find, with honest takes straight from experienced testers. So, let's start with Ifa. Ifa is an eye-catching character. His visual design is elegant, otherworldly even. And like many Natlan characters, he's clearly had care put into his animations and style. But beneath the aesthetics lies a frustrating reality. Despite his polish, Ifa is burdened by one major flaw. He's a 4-star. Testers repeatedly likened him to a nerfed graphics card, beautiful hardware that's software locked. His kit is divided between two roles: healing support and main DPS. As a support, Ifa relies heavily on elemental mastery. If you're trying to heal, that's your focus. But if you're trying to do damage, now you're chasing crit rate, crit damage, and attack %. It's a tug of war that leaves neither role optimized. This split identity is perhaps the most disappointing aspect of his design. There's no coherent direction. It's as though his talents were trying to serve two masters and ended up underwhelming both. When it comes to healing, Ifa's output is simply too low for today's high HP drain teams. Characters like Nilou, Furina, and Neuvillette require dedicated, high-efficiency healers. Ifa falls short, unless you unlock him all the way to C6. Only at C6 does Ifa begin to meet the healing needs of modern comps. Even then, testers report that his circle of healing still doesn't scale well for high HP characters. In short, Ifa is a poor fit for the role unless fully maxed, and even then, it's a compromise. Now let's talk DPS. Some players hoped Ifa would secretly be a hidden 4-star nuke at full constellation. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Testers report that even at C6, Ifa remains mediocre. His numbers don't scale into late Spiral Abyss levels, and any 5-star main DPS will far outperform him. If you already have characters like Arlecchino, Navia, or even older units like Keiching, you're better off using them. One additional frustration testers noted was the targeting system. Ifa's projectiles frequently misfire when attacking while moving. It's clunky and makes precision gameplay feel awkward. Hopefully, this will be patched by release. But there is one unique feature that saves his kit from total disappointment. At C6, Ifa gains the ability to fly. Not just glide, fly. It's a mobility feature comparable to Chaska's, and can actually be useful for exploration. If you don't have Chaska, Ifa can act as a decent flying taxi. It's not much, but it is something. Now let's move to Escoffier, because this is where things get exciting. Escoffier is another Fontaine native, and like Emily, she wields a polearm and commands the battlefield with long-duration elemental effects. But make no mistake, Escoffier is no copycat. She is a return to form for Cryo. Remember freeze teams? There was a time when Ayaka, Ganyu, and Mona dominated Abyss with icy precision. Over the years, the meta has shifted and Cryo fell into disuse. Until now. Testers say Escoffier is reviving the freeze meta. Her low-cost, multi-role kit, and powerful team support have made her a favorite in testing. Her numbers speak for themselves. She buffs her team by 32% and shreds enemy cryo resistance by 55%. That alone makes her top-tier support. But there's more. She also brings single-target sub-DPS and healing. Yes, 2 distinct healing modes. In optimal freeze comps, Ayaka, Escoffier, Shenhe, and Farina, Escoffier shines. She stays off-field, maintains uptime, and doesn't waste your DPS's field time. She's a support dream. C2 unlocks her full potential, especially with nuke characters like Ayaka or Ganyu. The C2 damage boost can only activate 5 times per rotation, but that's more than enough to melt enemies. Wriothesley, however, struggles to synergize, which testers found disappointing. Escoffier and Neuvillette? Visually pleasing, but practically awkward. The synergy just isn't there. As one tester said, "It's like blending vegetables and fruits. Sure, it looks fine, but you'd rather eat them separately." It's not like they don't do damage together, but Neuvillette's passive will not fully activate in freeze team, and as you know, Escoffier is tailor-made for freeze teams. Artifact-wise, Golden Troop is the most effective. You can build her with DPS stats, CR, CD, attack %, because her off-field damage potential is that good. But don't forget energy recharge. In freeze comps, she needs around 155% ER to function smoothly. Her signature weapon is also worth mentioning. It's useful even outside of Escoffier. Chevreuse and Ian San benefit from it too, making it a solid long-term investment. So, what's the verdict? Ifa is a beautiful but flawed character. If you're collecting or need a flying character for exploration, maybe consider him, but competitively, he's a hard pass. Escoffier, on the other hand, is a flexible, powerful support who might just bring Cryo back to the meta. Whether you're running freeze, hybrid teams, or looking for strong utility, she delivers. And there you have it, our full beta breakdown of Ifa and Escoffier, the 2 newest characters arriving in Genshin Impact's version 5.6. With every update, we're reminded that not all characters are created equal. Some come in with game-changing potential. Others struggle under the weight of their own design limitations. Ifa may serve as a fun exploration tool or a collectible curiosity, but unless you're a dedicated C6 enthusiast or simply love his aesthetic, he's likely to fall short for most players. Escoffier, on the other hand, is a shining example of how a character can be versatile, team-oriented, and relevant, even without a 5-star status. She's a support unit that genuinely opens new doors, especially for cryo mains who've waited patiently for a return to glory. If you're a veteran who remembers the reign of freeze comps, or someone just getting started and looking for flexible, off-field utility, Escoffier is well worth your consideration. Now I want to hear from you. Are you planning to pull for either of them? Do you think Ifa deserves a buff before launch? Or are you saving your Primogems for what's coming next? Let's get a discussion going down in the comments. I read every single one. And your input not only helps other viewers, but it helps shape future videos too. If you enjoyed this in-depth review and want to stay ahead of upcoming characters, leaks, meta shifts, and team builds, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell. This channel is your home for deep Genshin coverage with zero fluff and maximum insight. Until next time, take care, keep exploring Teyvat, and may your pulls always bring gold.